I will be honest with you. I'm aware that this idea may or may not please your curiosity, depending on different factors. Try to listen to it like a story or a legend, and do the most simplest thing in life. Just lay back and relax. Did you ever ask yourself why we are the way we are? Can someone control the way he is evolving in life? Moreover, why do we act in certain ways? How come that everyone is different from each other, even though on a certain level we are all connected and so alike? The answer to all these questions lies in the beginning of our lives. Let's take a look at the human's life. We are born, then we start gathering experience through life. We create ourselves to perfectly fit our expectations. In every moment, we recreate our reality. We question the way we are and correct our behavior and actions based on our thoughts and our standards of good and bad. It is like we are writing a personality exam every day. And if we fail the exam, at some point we try changing our personality so that we will pass the exam the next day. It is important to say that this test applies to standards we have, because we create it. This means that one may not fit the standards of the society, but still pass his personal exam. This is how we create patterns for our physical and spiritual body. These patterns define us in life. We are perfect adaptation. This is the biggest power a human has. We could say it's a superpower. You never thought about that, right? Just ask yourself, which is the one species that lives everywhere on this planet? A being that adapted to different circumstances and survived as a species, overcoming endless amounts of difficulties without having the power of a bear or the tough skin of an elephant. Anyway, I do believe that adaptation also has its bad part. Here is why. The biggest con of adaptation is the fact that it kills variety. And here we are at the main part of the topic. I told you before about the patterns we create. These patterns define our decisions and actions. These patterns are like some kind of a matrix we follow. It doesn't matter if the effect is good or bad. We follow the pattern because it is all we know. I think that you already get a little bit anxious about this pattern. Well, you should. Don't get me wrong. Patterns were necessary for us to reach this point in evolution, but now they became an obstacle. These patterns are more powerful than our personality because they used to care about our survival. And as you know, the survival instinct is the most powerful one we have. An example of a pattern is the fear of the darkness. You are afraid of it, but mostly you don't even know why. Often there is no actual reason to be afraid of it, but you still are. You know why? Patterns don't die if a human dies. The pattern lives on in his most precious work, his kids. And it all makes sense. Parents give their kids these patterns because they care for them and they want them to live. And the kids accept these patterns because they are the perfect adaptation. They adapt to this world. The problem is that these patterns are an obstacle for the personality. The kid won't have the opportunity to evolve and show his true, godlike personality to the world because he is limited by what his patterns allow him to do. These patterns used to be the key of surviving, but nowadays they limit us. They are the cause of our fears, and not just the fears. The patterns apply everywhere. Let's go for an example. A man is in love. Please don't get mad that I am using a male in this example. It also could be a female. He loves with all his heart. His love is dedicated and so pure that not even the sun can shine as bright as the eyes of this man when he looks at his beloved partner. Unfortunately, it does not work out and he gets very disappointed. He gave all his heart to this one person and now he feels like he was a fool for doing so. The pain is so much that he promises himself to never love someone this much again. This unbearable pain leaves an open wound in his heart. It eventually turns into a scar, but will never truly heal. The thing is, the scar could be healed by this man himself, but his subconscious mind decides that this scar should remain there as a reminder for what can happen if you love too much. This scar is now part of his spiritual body and becomes a pattern on how to handle love and the pain it causes. Because all of this happens in the subconscious mind, he won't be able to feel that amount of love again, even if he desires it. This man will someday become a father and will subconsciously give this pattern to his daughter or son because he does not want them to feel the same pain as he felt. The down part of this is that they won't also feel the powerful love he once did. A question for you. Are you certain that you ever felt love at its finest? Or may even the most romantic love we know be nothing compared to the love a human is capable of. Love is not something just for couples. You are able to feel it for everything. The story I told you before happens from generation to generation with all kinds of patterns. It is important to know that patterns also get looser and looser from generation to generation. But as long as we create new patterns and keep giving them to our children, the legacy will continue. Now you may ask yourself, how can I escape these patterns? Well, first of all, you have to notice your patterns. The easy thing is, they obviously are structured like patterns. That means all of them follow one algorithm. The algorithm goes like this. You once were everything, then you denied yourself and created a new you, how you would like yourself to be. But the hard part is that we identify with them. As long as you are not ready to give up on old habits, you will most likely keep identifying with those patterns, and then it will go like, nah, it ain't a pattern, that's how I am. Sadly, we don't really know how we truly are because we are blinded by the matrix. Do you notice something? Exactly. This is the way how to discover yourself. You surely often heard philosophic questions like, who am I? What am I? Why are we here? Here you have it. It is not much, but a bloody beginning for something you were meant to know and live with your whole body and spirit. All I am talking about has nothing to do with your surroundings. It is all about what happens in your heart and in your mind. These are the places where you should start investing time. Don't invest time in your mind by learning stuff by heart. Invest time in your mind by observing the changes that happen through the day. What triggers you? What makes you sad? What makes you happy? And now comes the breaking point. Don't search for the reasons in your surroundings. Search for them inside you. I hope you liked this story. That's all for today. And the International Soleimani by Baikal. Stay in tune for the sun and the moon. Peace off. And by the way, we have to upload a post with our setup. It's amazing.
Ja. Oder? Warte. Warte. Warte jetzt.
Oh shit! Ich bin verloren gewesen. Das ist kaputt. Warte, ich meine fast, Alter, was auch geht.
Alter, explodiert komplett.
I can't play this. Fuck. To be honest with you, I know that you may or may not accept this idea of
Dick. Alter, das ist Spruch im Disco. I know. Dick.
But at least try to listen to it like a story, a
Cappuccino.
fairy tale.
Przepraszam. Okej, kasy nazwę.
I will be honest with you. I know that you may... No. Fuck! I will be honest with you.
Yeah.
I am aware that you may or may not accept this idea.
A to shit.
Oh my fucking god! This is so fucking hard.